the Facebook, the YouTube link again. I'm gonna share
Yeah,
it in my Facebook group.
I do.
I have like 102,000 members.
Oh, that's cool.
It's called Learn English Online.
Nice.
I'm gonna share the Facebook link.
Okay. And we are live now.
Awesome.
Good. All right. So just for people to know what we are going to do here today, we are going to talk about everyday English, right? Some basic stuff, right? Basic stuff, things that we do on a daily basis, some routines, you know, but all days in a normal conversation, right? And before we start, you know, people are just joining now. Yeah, it's nice. If you want to see that, you can see that there in the chat. And before we start, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about yourself. They only know that you are in the United States. That's all they know about you.
So, hi everyone. My name is Nikki. I live in the US, specifically in New York. I have 3 kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 4-year-old kid. I work as a lecturer at Tutor ABC, and I'm also a teacher at VIP Kid. I am also a mergers and acquisitions analyst in a healthcare investment bank. So I started with
That
business
sounds
English.
complicated.
Not well, kind of. I like it though. I only work 2 days a week. At the investment bank, and then I bring my daughter with me. But most of the time I teach younger kids. Yeah, he allows me to bring my daughter with me. So so I'm able to kind of like teach full time because, you know, I'm working as an M&A analyst on a part-time basis. So I don't have daycare expenses.
Nice. Nice. I have no idea of what that is exactly. You know, this financial area.
Kind of like you know how like Johnson and Johnson would acquire like smaller companies.
Yes.
That's what I do. We represent either the buyer or the seller. So we look for, if we're representing the buyer, we try to look for smaller companies that the bigger company can acquire. So we focus just on medical devices, healthcare medical devices.
Nice, nice. So, and besides doing that, you also teach kids.
Yes, pre-K, not pre-K, K-12, K-12 English. I teach kids from like 5 years old up until like 16. So low level and intermediate level English students.
Nice. So, and you're still teaching private students?
Not really, not anymore, because I work for
now you don't have more time, right?
I don't have time to do that because, you know, basically like for VIP Kid, I teach in the morning, and then I'm also a mock mentor, which means, you know, I kind of like train teachers or teacher applicants. So I train teacher applicants, you know, people who apply for VIP Kid. So I do mentoring throughout the day. And then at night, I teach for Tutor ABC. And for Tutor ABC, I'm more of like, I mean, I also teach like younger kids, and I do lectures. So I have like, you know, 100 to like 200 students, and I communicate with them via chat. And then I have like a lesson that I kind of like read and teach to them, and they communicate with me by chatting with me. So it's kind of like kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, but only like, that, but not sound and image, that too, or
they can see me, but I can't see them.
Oh,
I could just see their chat messages. So there's like a lesson that it's kind of like guided. There's a lesson, and then I would read and teach the lesson, and then if they have any questions, they can just like, you know, type the question, and then I would answer those questions.
Perfect.
So
yeah, sounds cool. I think we have here Emerson, Kleber, Alini so far.
Oh,
they're participating in the chat.
Hello.
Yeah, you remember them? Yes, you remember.
Of course.
Kleber and Alini too. That's
I
pretty
know them
nice.
all. I remember their names. I don't know what they look like, but I remember their names.
Yeah, but back then when you talked to them, you could not see them either, right?
No. They could see me, but I can't really see them. I could see the like the avatar,
Oh,
like
okay.
a little avatar.
Okay, but it was the Hangout?
Yes, it was a hangout. Yep.
Oh, okay, so they didn't have a webcam.
No.
Okay. Yeah, or maybe they were shy. I don't know.
Just
This
like me, I'm
happens,
camera
right?
shy.
Yeah. Well, everybody. I'm shy too. Anyway, anyway, it is nice to have you guys here. And it is very nice to have Nicole here. Nicole, let me start by asking you this. It is kind of I would say frustrating when I see students like when I greet them or when they greet you, they always use like "How are you?" and "I'm fine, thanks." Right? It sounds like a machine all the time, right? So I would like,
Right.
yeah, I would like to start talking about some other options that we can use instead of "How are you?" "I'm fine, thanks." "I'm fine, thanks." "I'm fine, thanks." What do you normally use there, and what do you normally hear there?
I mean, like if somebody that I haven't seen for like a long time would, say, hey, how you doing? I'd be just like, hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah,
Hey,
how
I'm
you
doing
doing
great.
is
How are
nice.
you?
Yeah, how you doing is nice. That reminds me of Joey Tribbiani. Friends, right? How you doing?
Yes, how you doing? I like
Yeah.
Joey.
So that's one option. How you doing? And then you can say, yeah, I'm doing fine, or I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
Right.
Any other
It's
options?
kind of like more of like an informal, informal
Hmm.
hi hello. Because like in a standard greeting, like if you're like an ESL student, you'd normally stick to like, how are you today?
Hmm.
I'm fine, thank you. But like, in a normal conversation, you kind of just like use slangs,
Hmm. Yeah,
to
but
like, yeah, I'm
would you
doing great.
consider that? I don't know if I would consider that as slang term. Would you?
Not really slang, but like more kind of like informal,
Yes.
more
Yes.
informal
Yes.
more informal greeting.
Yeah.
And
How you
you
do?
can say
How
things
would you
like,
feel?
hey man,
How would you
how's it
feel?
going?
How would you feel if I just greeted you like, "Hey, what's up?"
I mean, I'm fine with that because I'm used to hearing, hey, what's up? Or like in a chat message, hey, what's up? Hey man,
Yeah.
how's it going?
And what is the answer that you normally give like when people ask you, "Hey, what's up? What's up?"
I mean, I would just say, hey, doing great. And then I would start asking questions like, how you doing?
Oh,
Or
okay.
like I would answer them back and be like, yeah, I'm fine. What's up? I'm fine. What's up?
But that's very informal.
Super, super informal. I mean,
Hmm.
it's normally like conversation that you'll have with a friend,
Hmm.
with someone you're kind of like, close with.
What would be more formal?
Well, I
Can you
mean,
think
if,
of
if
something?
somebody says like, okay, let's try. So ask me a question. Has to be
Uh,
formal though.
I don't ask you a question. It is
It
just
has to be.
how you would start
How would
that
I
being
respond?
formal.
I mean, it will be like a standard, like a standard greeting. If somebody says, "Hey, how are you doing today?" Be like, "Oh, I'm doing
Mm.
great. How are you doing?" That's it. It's very formal. It's very standard, and then that's kind of like a starter conversation. From there, you can kind of just like extend the conversation and
Mhm.
ask, how's everything? How's everything with your family? How's everything? That's when it kind of would start getting a little bit more more personal. Like you want to
Mhm.
know what's going on with this
What about
person.
how's it going? How does that sound? That sounds informative.
Hey, how's it going? It can go both ways, I feel like, depending
Right.
on how it's depending on the tone, and depending on I guess like who said it to you. If
Mhm.
it's like a friend, then it's kind of like how's it going? But if it's like your boss, it's very formal. Hey
Yeah.
Nikki, how's it going? How is it
Yeah,
going?
if it is like your boss or something, you would just, say good morning, maybe how are you would be maybe the standard or
Standard, yeah.
yeah. Good
Like,
morning.
how's everything? How are things?
Yeah.
Something like the how's life? How's life? How are things?
How's life? Yes. Yes. How's life? I like
I mean,
that.
again, how's life? It's something that it can go formal, it can go informal, depending on how it was said, depending on who said it. How's your day?
But
How's your day?
But don't you find weird what I just said now? When people just go like, "Hey, how are you? I'm fine, thanks." That sounds weird now, there, right? Because it sounds like it's okay. You wouldn't.
I mean, it's still okay. I mean, I would still do it, but again, it depends on how it was said. I mean, if you sounded very robotic when you said when you say it, then then you will sound like a robot. But then if you kind of like, if you say it like in such a way where you're kind of like friendly, then it would sound different. Like long time no see. It's been a while. It's been a while. Hey, what's up? Hey, it's been a while.
And what about what would you say there? Like, I'm fine, okay. And if you are more than fine, what would you say?
Fantastic. I'm fabulous.
I'm fabulous. I'm fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Doing good.
A friend of mine used to say, yeah, I feel so good I could be tweens. Like there could be two of me.
Okay. I mean, I've never actually heard someone, said that to me, because
I think he made that up.
I'm very simplistic.
Yeah.
I'm very simplistic.
Kleber is asking, how have you been?
That's good. That's again, that's something that's kind of, it sounds a little bit formal. How have you been? How have you been? It's, this is a person that you haven't seen for, for months, for years. How have you been? Maybe via chat or, a text message. It sounds a little bit kind of like formal, because it sounds like this person you haven't seen for months or for years.
Okay. And he would answer how? Being fine?
I'm great. Depending on, again, it depends on like the level of relationship that you have with that person. Because what if this person is something that you don't really like? I'm like, why is she asking me how, or why is he asking me how, how I've been? I mean, is he or she trying to be nosy? I mean, it depends on who said it to you. If it's a friend, then, I would say, oh, I'm doing great. And then I'd start telling this person about, things that have happened in my life.
Okay. What about the opposite? When you don't feel so good, what are the options there? What can you think of?
Normally if it's a person that you haven't seen or heard from for months or for years, normally you wouldn't really tell that person if you're not doing great.
Yes.
Normally you would kind of like
would pretend things are fine.
Yeah, you kind of hide it. You don't want that person to have ammunition against you. Depending on if you're friends or are you frenemies.
Yeah. Being there. No,
you gotta be careful with with things that you share with other people.
Perfect.
If this person is something that you're close with, or your BFF, then by all means go ahead and tell him or her whatever happened to you yesterday or today. But if this is a person,
like, oh, I'm not so good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. Like
some people here in Brazil say more or less. How do you feel about
so?
Yeah, so sounds better. But how do you feel about more or less? That sounds weird to you guys there, right?
I mean, I would normally say so. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't really say more or less. If somebody's asking me how have I've been, I would just say, I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Or now, so, but not more or less.
Yeah, so. Again, I'm only gonna say so if this is a person that I personally know or a person that I'm close with. I'm not gonna disclose anything, anything bad that have happened to me.
Of course not.
Yeah, like so. I'm okay. Everything's good.
Nice. Let's talk about some of the points here. First, I'm gonna skip some here. Okay, I'm just gonna select some topics here randomly. Okay. What about going to the supermarket? Can you think of some expressions that we use there in going to the supermarket? We have there the cashier, right? You call a person cashier. That's okay there.
The cashier,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, the clerk or the cashier.
The clerk. Clerk is more of a general word, right? You can use that.
Yeah, it's more general. It can also be in in a corporate setting. You have a clerk. But yeah, normally you would say cashier because you have a cashier, you have a bagger.
If you go to a store, say in a mall, what would you call that? It would call that person what, a clerk too, or maybe shopping assistant? What would you call that person?
You can say salesperson.
Salesperson?
I'd say salesperson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The salesperson.
Nice.
That's what I normally say.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Here comes the salesperson. Annoying salesperson. Right?
Like normally, like if I have to ask a question, like about a price or like, hey, I would tell my daughter, I'm like, Sabrina, go ahead and ask that salesperson or that person. I would just say, can you ask that person or the clerk or the, I mean, depending on I don't know. Normally, I would actually say salesperson. I would normally say, can you ask that salesperson how much this is?
Yeah, so that's a nice expression there. How much something is, right? That's
right. Or like if you're asking, I mean, I don't know about you, but I normally go directly to the produce section. I mean, I go to Stop and Shop like twice a week, so I know where it is. But if I'm at the grocery store that I'm not familiar with, the first thing that I would ask is, excuse me, can you tell me where the produce section is?
Nice. And so this produce thing, what they sell there? What do you find there?
Like eggs.
Eggs, okay.
Eggs,
yeah, I love eggs.
Milk, vegetables.
Yeah.
Meat. Fresh meat.
You're pretty much a master chef. I have seen what you do.
A master chef.
Yeah, you're pretty much like a master chef.
I try. I mean, I try to eat healthy as much as I can, but it's hard.
No, it's cool because normally I would see Americans just eating pizza, but you just
Well, I used to be like that. Remember? I don't know if you remember, but back in 2014, I was 170 pounds. That's like 77 kilograms.
Yeah, and you're short, so that's pretty bad.
And I mean, right now I'm 130 pounds. So what's that in kilograms?
I was going to ask you that because I don't have any idea.
So right now I'm 59 kilograms.
Oh, that's a huge difference.
So from 77 to 59. But I'm only five.
Let me ask you this here. How did you manage to do this? Because it is important. Many of my students here, people who are trying to learn English, they have some problems along the way, and then they end up giving up, or not doing the best they can. And I believe that to achieve the results you got there, there was a certain maybe change in your mindset or something that you did there that made the whole difference there. Could you tell us? Could you share that with us?
You mean like you want me to relate it with me losing weight and like learning English? You want me to relate? Well, I mean, okay. When
I don't need to relate, but just tell me about what made you, let's say, what gave you this determination?
To lose weight?
Yeah.
Okay. In 2014, I was 170 pounds, right? And I was having like back problems, major back problems. Couldn't sleep at night. Like, I was trying so hard. I was, different positions. I just can't. I was crying because everybody's telling me that, oh my God, you look so fat. You're so fat, blah, 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 blah. So it hurts, it hurts. Like, my mom was like, oh my God, you look so fat. I mean,
everybody.
Yes.
Wow.
Including my children. Could you imagine my kids are like, Mom, your tummy is so squishy. I mean, I feel terrible when I hear those words. And on top of that, I was like always in pain. I was in pain, and I wanna feel better. So I went to the doctor, and she's like, okay, when this happened, I was 27, right? I was 27 back in 2014. So then the doctor goes, listen, I can't do anything. I can't give you shots. You're too young. I can't give you epidural shots. And I'm like, what? I'm like, doctor, what am I gonna do? And she goes, you need to lose weight. And I'm like, how am I gonna lose weight? I don't know how to do that. Like I've always been, I mean, I was like, I wouldn't say skinny, but I was like, you know, medium build. Ever since I was in college. And then the next thing you know, I blew up after I had Emily, my third kid.
Okay.
I blew up, okay? And then I started having, you know, these issues. I didn't know how to lose weight. I basically started from being skinny, you know, from having a medium build, and then I blew up. So I had no idea how to eat healthy. So you know what I did? My doctor said, you know, you gotta lose weight. I started researching online, and I was like, listen, I have to do this. I have to do this for myself, for my health, and for my family. I don't want to. I don't want to die.
Not because,
I don't want something to happen.
not because of what people were saying, but because because of your
it was
back
part
pain
it was part
and
of
your
the
family.
reason. It was one of the reasons. It was the main reason was for my health and for my family, and the second reason is, of course, I kind of feel terrible. You know, people are like telling me that I'm fat. You know, it's like it's basically a lot of reasons, but the main reason was because of my health, because of my back pains, because of, you know, basically everything that I'm feeling. I just wanna feel better. I want to feel better physically. I want to feel better emotionally.
Yeah, it is interesting that maybe that's human nature. Maybe something needs to happen that, you know, that pushes you
exactly
to do something, right? In your case, okay, it was your family and also the back pain.
And the back pains.
Yeah.
It was mainly
Now,
the health
she said
reasons.
blow up, Aline. Aline said blew up.
Blow up.
Yeah, blew because of the past of blew.
Oh yeah, it's blew up because, you know, it's past tense.
Yeah.
It happened in 2000.
And Kleber is asking here, coupons of discount are very popular there in the United States. Discount coupons.
Oh, the discounts. Yeah, well, yes, for grocery stores. At grocery stores, yes. It is. Yeah. It is pretty popular.
Is it true that people can, let's say, live there just out of coupons, like going to the supermarket, you know, getting some.
Some people are hustlers. Some people are hustlers. You know, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the series about coupons. People collecting coupons. They were collecting flyers from grocery stores. And they were collecting manufacturer coupons from magazines, from newspapers. They were cutting it, saving it, and making sure that. Here's the thing: the key about the main thing about coupons, right, is if you wanna actually save, like really save, is you wanna make sure that that specific item that you want should be on sale. So you need a flyer, so you have to check if it's on sale. Now, on top of it being on sale, you need a coupon.
Oh, okay.
So it's like double discounts, like a double discount. So you're gonna get that item for, like, you know, super cheap. That's how it works. That's how it works. But that's the reason why you have
a coupon.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I have no time for it. I mean, I wish I could. I mean, I'd love to, but like I mean, I can't get myself to do it because, you know, it's such a long process. I have to collect the flyers, I have to collect coupons. I mean, I'm talking about collecting major amount of coupons from like a stack of magazine, a stack of newspapers.
Basically doing that for a living, literally.
Yeah, a lot of people have been, you know, they do it technically, like, you know, for a living. That's what they do. Like, they would just buy like so many stuff for so cheap, like $1 per, you know, maybe not even $1, maybe 50 cents, and stack them up. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Let me ask you something here. You just used an expression, ain't got no time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for this, right? And then the word ain't. Do you guys use this word ain't a lot there?
Well, it depends. I use it most of the time because
that sounds more like an expression. Okay?
It's kind of like a, well, you know, it's a contraction.
It's not, yeah, but I mean,
contraction. But you know,
the way you used it, I believe I have even heard that in songs and in movies.
Ain't
It's
nobody
pretty
got
much like
time
a
for
fixed,
that.
yeah, it's pretty much like a fixed expression, right? Because if you
It's
just start
true.
over, if you if you just start overusing that, if you start overusing that, I don't know. To me, you would not sound right. You know, you would.
Yes. It's basically a slang. The whole
Mhm.
expression is a slang. Ain't nobody got time for that. It actually came from an interview. There was this
Really?
woman. There was a woman. Her name is Sweet Brown.
A
Her name
black
is
woman,
Sweet
right?
Brown. Yes, and it was so funny because she was being interviewed about a fire, and she was like, it was so funny because she was just like, yeah, I thought my neighbors are barbecuing. I thought the neighbors are barbecuing. I was like, I see smoke. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then it was just so funny the way she was, kind of like retelling her story. And then yeah, I thought they were barbecuing. I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. So a lot of people started using the expression because it was so funny,
Hmm.
and that's kind of like how I started using the expression. I
Oh
picked
yeah,
it up. I picked it up from that interview, from that meme actually. It became a meme.
it became. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it became a meme. So everybody was like posting the meme from Sweet Brown that says, "Ain't nobody got time for that." You'd see it on Facebook and Twitter. It's floating around social media.
Interesting. I have
So,
never seen that. I've heard the expression before, but I have never seen that. We have
oh, you got you
Ketziela there
gotta you
too.
gotta watch the interview.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious. Oh my gosh.
We have Ketziela
Yeah.
there here too in the chat, and she says, "I've already seen TV reality shows on TV where people collect a lot of coupons to
Yes,
shop." Yeah,
that's his. I forgot
maybe
the
that's the show
name
you
of the
talked
series.
about.
Yes, that's the show that I'm talking about. I can't remember the name. Hold on. Let me take a look. I can't
Ah, not
remember.
important.
But yeah,
Not
just type
important.
it up. Type it up in Google. You're gonna see it.
Yeah,
But there's like
yeah.
a bunch of episodes. It's a bunch of episodes. I
Hmm.
mean, I wish I could do it, but like I said, ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay.
I can't. I just can't.
What about going? We were talking about going to a supermarket here. What about going to a shopping mall? Can you think of any expression there? Hello, Rafael Villela. We have Rafael Villela saying hi to us there in the chat.
Hello.
Um, can you think of any expression that we use there when going to a shopping mall, or maybe some new word, some I don't know, just any word? What I can tell here
Um,
about people that then what do you call that place where people just go to eat and then you have all the restaurants around it? What do you call that?
like a square.
Yeah, but you don't have a specific name.
Not really. We say square, like Times Square.
Yeah, but inside the mall, you say that
Oh, inside the food court.
food court.
Food court. That's for food though. That's for food. But if
Yes.
you're talking about the stalls, like the stores,
Mm-hmm.
the small stalls, I don't know if we have an actual term for that.
Yeah, no, but that's the one I was looking for. Anyway.
I would just say let's go to the stall. STALL, to the stalls.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You would not say, let's go to the food court? That would sound
Well,
foreign.
the thing is, like, the food court is like for just mainly just for food.
Okay.
I mean, the
Yeah,
stalls
but that's
are
what I
like,
mean. Just
oh yeah, that's the food court. But like, I'm talking about like the smaller, the smaller stalls with like so some of them it's like a really really small stall, and sometimes there's they sell like necklaces or
okay.
like shirts for like a much cheaper price because it doesn't have a brand.
Oh, okay.
So these are like, smaller stalls, kind of like when you go to Chinatown, you have
Oh,
like
okay.
stalls there. So that's what I'm talking about. But like if it's a food
But
court,
but that's
it's
not but
really
that's not
just,
inside a mall. You're not talking about inside a mall.
it's sometimes it's inside a mall.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's inside the mall, depending on what mall you went to. Like, um, normally if it's a holiday like Christmas season, it's like a bazaar. There's
Mm-hmm.
like a bazaar. So a bazaar, basically they invite vendors to have like stalls inside the mall, and they would have like like a small kind of like store, and then they would sell like necklaces, accessories, or shirts, dresses,
Similar,
whatever they have.
similar, yeah, stalls. I understand. Similar
Like
to
a bazaar.
yeah, a
I call it
more yeah, maybe a little bit, something fancier than just a stand, right? A little bit
Pretty
more complete
much,
than just a
yes.
stand. Yes, stall, STALL.
STALL. Now, if the stalls are inside the mall, if let's say for example there's an occasion like Christmas, like a holiday, normally, like I said, normally the owner of the mall would invite people or vendors, specifically vendors, to basically sell inside the mall, and they call it a bazaar, like a Christmas bazaar.
Nice, nice. We have that here too. Yes.
The bazaars.
Yes.
I like going to
what do you like to do? What do you like to do when you go what do you like to do when you go to the shopping mall there with the kids?
Window shop.
Oh yeah, when you have time, right?
What do you mean time? Money. If I have money.
Oh, okay, that too.
If I have money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that too.
I usually window shop. Just window shopping.
That's a nice expression, window shopping. So shopping. you just look, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I would basically just, go to the store, look at the store by the window, and I would kind of just like look what they have. And
may I help you? The salesperson, may I help you? And I'm just window shopping. I'm just browsing.
I'm just browsing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't tell them you're window shopping.
You don't say that.
You don't say that. They're gonna think you're poor.
Actually, I would say, really?
They're gonna think you're poor. Nobody says I'm window shopping.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
You can say.
But they know exactly what you're doing there.
No, you can say I'm just browsing. I'm just browsing.
I'm just looking. Thank you.
I'm just looking. I'm browsing.
Yeah. Nice.
So you browse. Yeah. I'm just browsing. No, I'm still looking. It's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like pretending that I'm actually gonna buy something, but I'm not. I'm browsing.
Yeah, but they know. They know. Just
I'm pretty sure they have an idea.
Yeah,
sure
depending on the store, you're not gonna stop there to give me the name of a fancy, expensive store there. Gucci something? I don't know.
Well, I guess it's Coach bags.
Oh yeah, the
Coach bags are really expensive. Michael Kors.
Yeah, I don't know these things, but I know they're expensive.
Yes.
So imagine if you're just
it's also
there.
Expensive.
Yeah, imagine if you're there, just looking. Obviously, the person's gonna, look at you, and it is pretty clear that you just window shopping.
You know what I do? I'm like, excuse me, do you have a small? Do you have a small for? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna try it on, of course. I'm gonna try it on.
Really?
And I'm and after I try it on,
even knowing that you're not gonna buy it?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. It's okay. Just you can put it back. I'm pretending, and they're not gonna know. They're gonna know if you're just
put it on
and
you take a selfie and all that.
No. It depends.
That would be
if it's really cute. No, but I don't do that. But the thing is, like, if you're at the store, if you start looking at the tags, checking for prices, then that's when they kind of would have an idea that you're just window shopping. If you're looking at the tags. But if you're looking at the design or the pattern of the shirts, and then that kind of gives them a different idea, because they're going to be like, oh, I think she's looking for something specific.
Perfect. Makes sense.
But if you're looking at the tags, obviously they're going to be like, oh, she's checking for the prices. She's probably looking for something cheap.
Yes.
But if you're just looking at the actual design, then that's different. They're going to think you're actually going to buy something.
Yes. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yes.
The tags, guys, like
the
tags. Yes.
The price tags. Yeah, the price tags.
Okay, let's see here another.
Does anybody have any questions? No, I'm kidding. Does anybody have any questions?
How do we? Oh yes, actually, I just ignored that. Sorry. Kachieli asked, how do we use this expression? It's like I'm go to the mall just to window shopping. I'm going to the mall just to window shopping. Is that okay to say
Just a
that?
window shop. Who are you gonna tell?
I don't
Who
know.
are you
Maybe
gonna
I
tell?
think she's talking to a friend, maybe, or maybe to her husband or
Oh,
something. I don't know.
don't ever tell anyone that you're going to window shop.
No.
Don't ever tell anyone. Keep it to yourself. It's something that you and yourself should keep.
But it
Don't
is okay
tell.
to, but it's okay to say I'm going to the mall just to window
Yeah, you can just
shop.
say. You can just say, like, let's say for example, your husband asks you where you're gonna go. You can just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to the mall to window shop."
Window shop. Okay, Kachel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
she's laughing here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I'm just gonna go to the mall and hang out. Just gonna go to the
Well,
mall and hang out.
okay, yeah, but yeah, that's kind of dangerous, when a woman goes to the mall, because it's very tempting.
Just gonna hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it depends, because if you're like me with 3 kids, usually I go to the mall with my kids.
You see, that's the point. Because you cannot just buy one thing. You're gonna buy maybe at least 3. So
I don't buy anything.
that's why. Because if you buy one, you have to buy 2 more.
I just take them to the food court. I'm like, guys, what do you want to eat? We wanna eat Subway. So I'm like, all right. Let me take these kids to, I take them to Subway. They order their sandwiches, and then they're like, "Mom, can you take us to the merry-go-round?" I'm like, okay. I would do something
but that's not cheap or free.
No, of course not. You have to pay
And
for
it is
it.
not cheap.
I was actually this weekend I took them to Danbury Mall in Connecticut. I mean it's like 20 minutes away from us, so it's not that far. So they were like, so they wanted to eat at Subway, so I took them to Subway, and after that they were like, "Mom, can we go to Microsoft?" And I'm like, well, "What are we gonna do at Microsoft?" They're like, "We're just gonna play with the computers."
Oh, okay.
Because it's available for people to use and kind of try out. So then my kids were like, we
video
want to
games
go to
there.
Yes, exactly. They have computer games. So I took them there. We were there for like, 30 to 40 minutes. They were just playing with the computers.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool. And I don't have to spend anything.
Perfect.
You can do so many things at the mall. Exactly. You can do so many things. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I was watching.
And it's free. Yeah, no. Yeah, but you understand the point. I understand what I mean there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's free. I mean, obviously, I paid
imagine
for the
3
lunch.
kids just running around.
They can be running around. I'm gonna flip out. I'm going to flip out if
what is the flip out? Let's explain that to people here. What is the flip out?
I'm gonna flip out like going crazy. I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah, to flip out, to go crazy.
Flip out. Yes. I'm gonna start yelling at them. That's flipping out.
Yeah. Is it true that kids must study in a school in the same neighborhood they live?
Yes. Well, I don't know in other cities or other states, but in New York, yes, you have to go to, unless you're going to private school. But for the public schools, it depends on your neighborhood and in your zone. So there are different zones in one neighborhood. Like in my case, I live in Putnam County, specifically in Mayapack. And just in Mayapack alone, we have 4 school districts. 4 school districts. So depending on where you live, or depending on your school district, your child will go to, different school districts depending on where you live.
Yeah, and private schools, they're really expensive.
Super expensive.
Yes.
Again, this is something that, I mean, if you're rich, then go ahead and do that, but ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Let's talk about ordering something on the phone. Is that something that you do there? You don't do it anymore, right?
No, nobody. Well, actually, if you're ordering Chinese food, yes, you can.
Really?
You can, yes. Normally for Chinese food. If let's say, for example, you're ordering from a restaurant or from a deli or whatever, sometimes you can just kind of, go online. There's like a website called Seamless Web. and you can just order online. But if
Nobody
you're
use the
gonna
phone
order,
anymore, right?
only for Chinese food.
Only for the
Only for
Chinese.
Chinese food.
The
Normally, they're
Chinese,
just gonna.
they haven't learned to use the phone yet.
No, they don't. You know, the thing is like a lot of the Chinese restaurants. I feel like like sometimes they only prefer cash.
Yeah.
Some of the earnings are off the books,
Nah.
so of course they're not gonna put it online.
Forget about it.
So
It's not getting to that. But yeah,
no, but that's why they prefer to for you to just call for to order as opposed to just as opposed to ordering online.
yeah, we know, we all know why. But here, here it's very common to use an app. Do you guys use apps there too to order food?
Yes. If let's say for example, again, if you're using Seamless Web, there's an app to order
Okay.
food. You can you can access it online. You can also access it from your phone. I mean, personally, I would just go to the store, or I mean to the restaurant and order.
Oh,
I
really?
kind of want to see it. Like I'm super close, I'm very close to most restaurants.
Leah, let me use this here and ask you there. Just to teach people this expression here, when you go to a restaurant and then you order food, you have two options: to eat the food there or take it home. What do they say there to you when okay, is it to eat here or is it to go?
For here, sometimes people would say to go. Sometimes people will ask if it's for here, or to go, or dine in, for here,
or to go.
for here, yeah, or to go. Or sometimes they would also ask dine in.
If it
And
is
here,
there, right?
specifically here where I live, I would normally hear people say for here. Is it for here?
Yeah.
Or is it to go?
Nice. Have you ever heard or maybe used the expression for the road too?
For like when I'm driving or like Uber, cabs.
No, but when you ordering something and it is not, maybe because you're driving and then you stopped at a restaurant, and then maybe instead of saying to go, you would say for the road. Have you ever heard that?
Not really. I mean, I've never used that expression because like normally even if you're gonna eat it while you're driving, you still would say to go. Like they don't really care. I mean, I don't know if in other states if they use that, but specifically where I live, we just say to go.
Okay.
Go.
Look at. Nice. What about here? Complaining about, I like this, complaining about a service. Who has never done this, right? Complaining about a service or maybe a product or maybe a device that you bought. Can you think of any expression? Have you ever needed to do it?
Yes. Yeah, specifically
and you have a specific number, right, to call.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like, for example, for electronics, normally I would call because normally they'd give you like technical services. So if you're complaining, you can just call the number, and then they would kind of like try to troubleshoot your issue if it's electronic. If it's a cell phone or
like a computer, a smartphone,
laptop, yes.
They can they can help you figure out what's happening there to troubleshoot something.
Exactly. The thing is, like, when you call, you have to make sure that you have to specifically say the specifications, the date of purchase when you purchase the product, and the warranty, because normally they're gonna ask you, is it still under warranty? Because normally you have like a year, 2 years, whatever. Those are some of the questions that they're gonna ask you.
That's a nice expression there, to be under warranty.
Exactly. Because let's say, for example, it's not under warranty anymore. They're not going to help you.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to help you. So these are some of the questions that they're going to ask you first before you can actually get through, the tech team.
Okay. Hello, Paulo and Anderson. Welcome. And what about you buying something and then you needed to take it back. Has this ever happened to you?
Like you need to return? Yeah.
Return it?
Actually more of like an exchange. I had to exchange something. I think it was a tablet that I had to exchange. So we bought a tablet for our kids, for Kyle and Sabrina. And then Sabrina's tablet just started malfunctioning. So I had to go back to Best Buy and had it replaced. So,
Okay.
I kind of just went to the customer service and then I explained the issue. I said, look, there's something wrong with the tablet. It's not working properly. So you have to specifically tell them the problem for them to be able to figure out what to do, because A, they could fix it. If they could fix it, they're going to fix it. Or B, they're just going to replace it with a different product.
Perfect.
I mean, obviously I wanted to have it replaced, because even if they fix it, there's no guarantee that, it's actually going to work.
Yes.
I don't want
to have the same problem again, or maybe a different problem.
I don't want a defective product.
Perfect. That's a nice word too. Defective.
It's defective. Problem. I don't want that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You got to stop saying that. Anyway, you call that a customer service? Is that what you call it? Where you take
customer service.
No, it's just to get the vocabulary, so I can,
go to Best Buy,
slow down. I'm just trying to slow down a little bit here sometimes, and just it's like zoom in the word.
Zooming.
Yeah.
Zeroing in.
Yeah. So customer service. That's not. Yeah. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
Well, if let's say, for example, okay, here in the States, so we have Best Buy, right? If let's say, for example, you're having tech issues, normally you would go directly to instead of saying customer service, we say the Geek Squad.
Oh, really?
They call themselves Geek Squad. This is specifically for at Best Buy.
I remember when the word geek was even
yeah.
That's cool.
It's a thing now. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing now. It's like a synonym for smart guy,
Pretty much. That's what they call themselves. And this is only specifically for Best Buy. And as you may know, here in the States, there's like a Best Buy in each and every corner. So
what about Ketiel is asking here, and about complaining about telephone or internet companies?
Like if you're having issues with internet. So again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, I had an issue with
about the possible problems you may have.
Yeah, when I had issues with my router, this happened actually, I think a month and a half ago. I just, basically my internet shut down and I was freaking out because I had classes. I had to teach a lecture and I had to call Verizon. Verizon is my internet company. They're my cable company. I called them up and said, I'm having issues with my internet. So very general. I said, I'm having issues with my internet. So of course they asked me,
what kind of issues, ma'am?
Yep, exactly. What kind of issues? I'm like, I'm not really sure, but I'm not getting a signal, and my computer is hardwired. Hardwired meaning your computer is directly connected to your router. Okay,
Perfect.
there's a cable. Exactly. Perfect. There's a cable that's connected to your laptop
instead of
from the
Wi-Fi.
router. Exactly. But I also use the Wi-Fi for my cell phone, and I explained to them that I'm not getting Wi-Fi in my cell phone, and my laptop is not getting any internet connection, even though it's hardwired. So they're like, okay, ma'am, I think you have to reboot your router.
They always say that.
That's what they said. So they were like, okay, this is what you have to do. So they explained to me that I have to click a button at the back, turn it off for 15 seconds and then turn it back on. I did that. It didn't work. Didn't work, of course. So then they asked me to go downstairs. They were like, ma'am, you have like a box there. I forgot what it's an ONT box. ONT. That's what they call it. What did they call it? I don't even know what it means. ONT box. They're like, ma'am, you have an ONT box in your basement. Can you just go ahead and try to reboot the ONT box?
My God.
So I'm like, how am I gonna do that? So of course they gave me specific instructions. So it's ONT is optical network terminal. Optical network terminal.
I don't even know what that is. I don't think we have that here, not in our houses, you know. But certainly a router, yes. And then they always ask us to, you know, turn it off. You know, they unplug the power cable, right?
Yep.
And then plug it back in after 10 seconds.
Didn't work for me.
Yeah, well, normally it doesn't, you know?
Yep.
Because
So then I
when you
told
call them, you have already done it.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you know they're going to ask you to do this.
To do it anyway, exactly. And
Yes.
you know what? There's so many instructions on YouTube on how to do that. So of course I've already done those steps. And I told them, I said, you know, listen, I already did those steps. I watched it on YouTube. It didn't work.
Yes, similar to Brazil. People
Exactly.
are saying
So then I said to them, so I told them, I said, you know, can somebody come over? Can a cable guy come over and fix the issue? So that's what they did. They came over. They fixed the issue. It's
So
something with the wire.
You scheduled a technical.
I scheduled it. They're the ones who gave me a schedule, and I just told them, like, okay, the guy can come over today at like whatever time, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll be here, and I'll just wait. So the guy arrived and he fixed the box. There was like an issue with like the wire. So they had to replace a wire, and lo and behold, it worked. So there you go.
And what about some common problems you have with your phone?
It's been freezing.
If you have any.
So, well, I mean, I don't really have like a lot of issues. I have an iPhone, but it's been freezing. Like sometimes I would be reading or I would be looking at Facebook, and the next thing you know, it would kind of like just freeze. It wouldn't work, so I had to reboot. Yes. I had to do a soft reboot for my cell phone. So
yeah, pretty much what you know, people have never experienced on Windows. Right? Never happened on Windows.
Well, I have an iPhone though.
We're talking about computer. It's because you have a Mac. Right?
I don't have a Mac.
You have Windows?
I'm not that. Yeah, I have Windows. I don't have a Mac.
It has never frozen up?
Windows, no. So far.
Really?
I have Windows 10. I have Windows 10.
My God. Really?
Everything's working perfectly. Everything's working perfectly for. And it's cheap. Cheap.
What? Yeah. You know, Mac, some very expensive.
Super.
Some maybe a little bit more reliable. I don't know. I'm not a specialist.
I don't really know. I don't know if it's really that reliable because
That's what people say. I don't know. I have never had it.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, like with Mac, like okay, you know, people would say it is very reliable because of the brand.
Yes.
Right, because of the brand. But like, and you know, people are saying like, yeah, it'll last you a long time, whatever. But like, I know of people who've had their Mac for maybe 4 years and they had to replace it with a newer one. And for them, 4 years is kind of like, yeah, that's a long time. But I've had my computer for 4 years, and it's still working. I mean, I bought a new one, but my computer is still working. And I've had it since I've had my laptop since 2013.
You see here, Aketieli is saying I have troubles with Windows every day at work. You see that?
What kind of Windows do you have?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take a while for her to answer. We don't have this big lag here. But yeah, I don't think she has Windows 10. I think it is more like maybe 7 or maybe 8.
Yeah, because it's an older version. You know, normally like the older version, Microsoft doesn't really support the older version anymore.
Yeah, she says it's Windows 10.
Oh, it's 10.
She answered pretty fast. My God,
girl, you need to replace that.
You need to replace.
You know, call Microsoft. They're gonna help you.
Yeah.
They're super helpful.
She needs to replace that, but you know what?
They're gonna fix it.
Got time for that?
Ain't nobody. No, you know what? Let me just mention this. So I work at an investment bank, right? And we just switched over to Office 365, and we've been using the SharePoint. So it's like one of the features of Office 365. So it's SharePoint, and we use Windows 10. Now, anytime we have issues with our emails or with Windows 10, All we have to do is just call Microsoft and we tell them, we complain to them. I'm like, listen, we're having issues with Windows 10. Can you fix it? That's all you gotta say. Because once you tell them that there's an issue, they're gonna try to find out what's going on. They're gonna log in remotely.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna log in remotely. You don't even have to tell them exactly what's going on. All you have to do is say, I'm having issues with my Windows 10. It's not working. Can you help me? Okay, can you can you put this in a browser, blah 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 blah, log me in that 123 dot, whatever. And then they're gonna log in remotely and they'll fix your issue. That's all you have to do. They're super helpful. They're super helpful.
I don't know. Nah, I don't know if that works like that here. Windows is exact. It's not the Windows exactly. It's the Office pack. That's what she said.
The 365? Well, anyway, it's the 365. I guess it's the 365.
I don't know. We are not specialists here. This is not a Microsoft support center. Anyway, we're out of time now. That's all the time we have. Thanks a lot for being here, Nicole.
It was not a problem.
Very nice conversation. Would you like to say goodbye to the viewers here?
Bye, guys. I hope to see you next time. Well, oh wait a minute. Did I just say C? I said C. Talk to you next time.
Yeah, because you're not seeing them.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Guys. Thanks a lot, Nicole. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here today.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. And I'm sure she's going to be back someday in the future because she enjoyed it. What? No, don't do that.
Guys, don't be saying that expression.
At least don't overuse it. Just like
yes, don't overuse it. Exactly. Do not overuse it.
You did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
You have a good night there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.